Today, I'd like to talk about success and also engage in a little bit of radical honesty. The radical honesty is that I'm not truly qualified to speak to you about success because I've made so many mistakes in my life and my personal situation is in some ways quite parlous. However, the mistakes I've made, I can share with you. And the fact that I've made mistakes means that I am qualified in advice. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but also bear in mind, I'm coming from a place of advised information. So I'm not going to try and present myself as some kind of big shot. I'm simply going to talk honestly to you about how success is something you can construct on a daily basis. And I'm going to offer you 3 tools that you might use to assist you. Previously, we've spoken about how we get to a stage of despair or a nexus of learning, and instead of retreating, which is not an option, the next stage has to be pushing forward. And if you want to push forward and climb that mountain, because it is going to be a steep climb, you need 3 essential tools to help you. So tool number 1 that I suggest you adopt for your climb is your mission. I'll put a link below to assist you to make a mission statement. It's not difficult, but it's nice to see in black and white. A mission is how you declare who you are to the world and who you are to yourself. A mission statement is a promise that you make to yourself. You can engage in the process of I am who I am as I hear myself say it. A mission statement is something that can assist you. You can reread it, you can refine it, but basically it's going to give you a sharper insight into what it is you're aiming to achieve. So tool number 1 is get yourself a mission statement. Have a look in the links below and I'll provide you with something, PDF maybe. Second tool that you're going to need is a map of some kind. If you imagine that you are on a quest, often the heroes in tales don't have much of a map to take with them, or they know the rough direction they're going. Well, why don't you bypass that confusion and set yourself goals, set yourself a roadmap, milestones, and then be in control to some extent of what it is you want to achieve on a daily basis. Instead of just going out there willy-nilly with your backpack laden, set out a roadmap which is going to establish the discrete steps you need to take towards your outcomes. If you were going to climb a mountain, and I'll talk more about this later, you would plan the climb. You wouldn't simply go for the peak on day 1, because if you did, you would probably end up getting airlifted out. You might find yourself back to the next shiny thing. So don't sabotage yourself. Create the map that is going to assist you to get things done on a daily basis. If you want, you could set yourself up a 60-day challenge. A 60-day challenge is a great way to get you fit for the kinds of decisiveness and kinds of activities that you need to undertake. 60-day challenge, when I took one, was to do 60 days on YouTube, for example, straight. By the time I got to the end of the 60 days, I found I'd developed so many more skills, invested in different equipment, and learned how to riff and rap in ways that weren't even feasible to me when I started. So a 60-day challenge is a great way to roadmap your success. Either way, get some kind of chart, map, or signposted progress established in your mind. The third tool that you might use, for want of a better word, is a guide of some kind, or a mate, or a partner, or somebody who can keep you accountable, somebody who can offer advice. Now, you don't have to find a living human to do this. Personally, when I need advice, I go to Jim Rohn or Marcus Aurelius, people who have been dead for a long time, who have left traces of their wisdom behind. So find yourself a guide, somebody who can provide you with the life advice that you require, the strength of the soul, the fortitude, the iron that you need to be able to go forward. Because remember, when you're in that nexus of learning, you're no longer in a state of retreat, but you are on the anvil. You've taken a beating, but remember that the strongest types of steel, the sharpest swords, are forged after the beating, the repeated beating. They're not mollycoddled into existence. So having taken the beating and decided you're not going to retreat and you are going to push forward, find yourself a mentor or a guide of some kind who can assist you with the journey. If you're going to climb a mountain, you want to get to the top. And when you get to the top, you want to unfurl a flag to show the world that you got there. Well, what does your flag say about you? What is a statement that you wish to make to the world about you when you get to the summit and you unfurl your flag? What emblems, what words, what descriptions? What kind of image or impact is your flag going to make? Is it going to be a blank slate? Is it going to have a mouse on it? Is it going to have a lion? Is it going to be crossed spears? Is it going to be something that declares to the world that you have arrived and that you meant to get there all the time? So put your flag in your backpack and then start to ascend to your summit. But when you get to the summit and you unfurl your flag, make sure that you take a moment to take in the landscape and the view. Don't simply wrap up the flag after a couple of minutes and then push on to the next peak. Fear not, the next peak is waiting for you, and with the skills that you're learning, you'll be able to tackle that peak better and easier. However, if you want an assist for the next peak, when you get to your output, your success, your summit, and you've unfurled your flag, take a good look back down and recount to yourself how you made the climb. Revisit the strategies, revisit the challenges and the strengths and willpowers that you had to draw on in order to get to the top. And bear in mind that you didn't get there because you are some kind of wonderful. You got there because you put your heart and your soul and your mind to it, and you pushed on, and you achieved an output. You got to the summit through dint of hard work. Many times in my own past, I've achieved things and simply thought that I was entitled to them. There is no such thing as entitlement, unless you have won it the hard way and worked for it, in my view. So just to quickly recap, if you're going to get to the outputs that you require, you need to state what your mission is. And having decided what your mission is, you need to have some kind of roadmap to get to where you're going. And finally, if you want to get to where you're going, it is a great idea to have some kind of mentor or guide to assist you on the journey. I'll quit for today. It's been great to rap with you today, and I'll leave you with my final thought, which is whatever it is you dare to do or dare to dream, begin it now.